Once again, I welcome you all. Today I am going to discuss data types, variables, algorithms, flowcharts, and flowchart symbols. And I will explain 5 programs. Okay. Data types. Last class I already discussed variables, how to declare a variable, what is variable, how to initialize a variable, algorithms, flowcharts, and its symbols. So data type is nothing but which type of data where holds on a variable. Okay, there are different data types are available. Just to see this slide, it represents very clearly. Data, I told data types are 4 types. Empty data type, that is called void. Then primary data types, second one. Then user defined data types and derived data type. These are the data types. So last class I discussed the primary data types. Okay. Primary data types are divided into 2 ways, that is integral and floating point. Integral is divided into integer and float. Sorry, integer and character. Floating point is divided into float, double, long, double. Here see here integers, int, long int, short int. That is signed, unsigned, unsigned long int, unsigned long int, unsigned short int. Okay, then character, signed character and unsigned character only 2. Floating, float, double, long, double. Okay, so you remember only 3 data types initially, that is int, float, character. Integer, float, floating point and character. Okay, then these are the user defined data types. Upcoming session I will discuss enum and typedef. I will discuss in structures. Okay, these are the derived data types: pointers, arrays, structures, and unions. Okay, pointers, arrays, structures, and unions. Every data type is one unit. Everything is one unit. Okay, we will discuss upcoming sessions. So this represent data type and size, range, and format specifier. Okay, again data type, size, range, format specifier. This is for 16-bit operating system. 16-bit operating system. I will share 32-bit operating system ranges, sizes, format specifiers also. I will provide the notes today. So we already discussed about character, signed character, unsigned character, integer, signed integer and unsigned integer. These are the sizes. These are the ranges. Last one is format specifier. Format specifier tells what type of data we are going to print on console. Console is nothing but a monitor. Okay. So you remember initially integer, float, and character. That's all. Character, integer, float. You remember sizes also. Integer size is 2 bytes, 2 bytes. Character size is 1 byte. Float size is 4 bytes. You remember these 3: integer, float, character. Okay. After that, today very important discussion, that is what is variable first. What is variable? So first of all, variable is nothing but a name of memory location. The definition of a variable is name of memory location. Every variable stores one value. One value. Every variable contains some address also. And every variable having some size. Every variable having some size. Okay. So finally, what is variable? Variable is nothing but a name of memory location. Every variable contain name, value, size, and address. Okay. So let us start declaration of a variable. First of all, what are the rules for declaring a variables? What are the rules for declaring a variables? If you remember identifier or a token, what is identifier? Identifier is nothing but a name. Identifier is nothing but a name. Okay, identifier always starts with alphabets or underscore. Not starts with the symbols, special symbols or characters, means plus, minus, so on. Every identifier always starts with alphabet or underscore. These are the rules for declaring an identifier. Same rules we will implement in variable declaration also. Why? What is token? A smallest unit part in the program is called token. Every individual unit in the program is called token. Okay. Token may be a keyword, token may be an identifier, token may be a variable, token may be a string, and so on. So same rules we will implement when we are declaring a variable. Okay, right. So here 2 points are important. One thing, how to declare a variable. Second one, how to initialize a variable. I told already, variable is nothing but a name of memory location. Every variable contain name, value, size, and address. Every variable contain name, value, size, and address. So this is the syntax for declaring a variable. This is the syntax for declaring a variable. First of all, what is syntax? Syntax is nothing but a rule and rules and regulation. So if you want to declare any variable, you should follow this syntax. That is data type space followed by space gap followed by variable name followed by semicolon. See the examples here. Here you know that int, float, char are called data types. Okay. Example, first example, int space area. Area is a variable name. Float space amount. Amount is a variable name. Char space name. Name is a variable name here. Here integer is a data type. See the syntax. First data type. So data type here integer followed by space. Yes, gap here. Followed by any variable name. How to write variable name? You should follow identifier rules or variables rules. What is that? Every identifier always starts with an alphabet or underscore. I told identifier name or variable name, every compiler will accept 6 to 8 characters. 6 to 8 characters. So here int space area, this is called declaration of a variable followed by semicolon. Semicolon tells end of the statement, end of the statement, end of the line. Float space amount, float space amount, float is a data type, amount is a variable name followed by semicolon. Char space name followed by semicolon. Char is a data type, name is a variable name followed by semicolon. So here a very important point is every variable stores only one value. Only one value. Suppose if you declare int integer a here, integer is a data type, int space a stores only one value. Which type of value a will store? That is integer type data. Okay. So here int area is a variable name. Area having a capacity of 2 bytes. Area stores only one value, only one integer value. Here float is a data type, amount is a variable name. Amount stores only one value. Amount having a capacity of 4 bytes of memory, because of amount belongs to float data. Then last one, char name. Name is a variable name of type character. Name stores only one character. Name having a capacity of 1 byte. That's all. This is a brief description about variable and how to declare a variable. Next. There are two types of variables. That is, one thing is local variable. Second one is global variable. You know that the variables which are declared inside the function is called local data. The variables which are declared outside of the function is called global data. Okay. I will take one example and I will explain again. See here, first I will again write the syntax for a declaration of a variable. Declaration. First one is data type. This is the syntax, followed by variable name, followed by semicolon. Okay. So I will take any data type, not a problem, integer a followed by semicolon. So here data type is integer space, variable name is a. We can declare n number of variables by using a special symbol that is called comma. So I can write n number of variables. Variable name 1, comma, variable name 2, variable name 2, comma, variable name 3, comma, variable name 4, and so on. Variable name n. Variable name n number of variables we can declare at a time. So I can write int space a followed by a comma b comma c and so on. I can declare n number of variables, not a problem. Okay. So what is the size of a? 2 bytes because of integer. What is the size of b? That is also 2 bytes because of integer. C size also 2 bytes. We can write one by one, or we can declare at a time. If you want to declare integer 5 variables at a time, we can declare in same line, not a problem. Okay. So suppose if you want to declare 5 variables, we can declare integer space a comma b comma c followed by semicolon. Okay. Suppose if you want to write 2 more variables, yes, you can declare d comma e. This is also correct. But as a programmer, you have to declare all variables of same data. We can declare by using one line, that is d comma e. Okay. By writing this, we can reduce the coding part. Coding part means what? We can reduce the number of lines. Suppose if you want to declare float values, we can't declare in same line. Suppose a b c d e are integer. Suppose if you want to declare float values, we can't declare like this. Float x comma y. This is wrong. If you want to declare float type of data, we can declare, we should write in another statement, float x comma y, float x comma y. Okay, if you want to declare character variables, you take char data type. This is the rule now. This is the syntax now. Data type space followed by variable name. So I'm going to declare character variable. So I will write here char p comma q. This is the declaration of a variable. Declaration of a variable. Then next point, initialization of a variable. Initialization of a variable. Initialization means assigning the value to the variable. Initialization means assigning the value to the variable. Suppose integer a la rasanu. Integer a followed by semicolon. This is declaration of a variable. Variable ni maatrame declare chesam. We are declared only one variable, that is integer a. The variable name is a. Okay. What is initialization? If you assign any value to the variable, that is called initialization. That is called initialization. Suppose if you give a value 10, this is called assignment. Equal to, in C language, equal to is called assignment operators. Tomorrow I will discuss all operators. Okay. Listen, integer a equal to 10. This complete statement is called initialization of a variable. Initialization of a variable. Based on this example, you tell me what is the syntax for initialization of a variable. Syntax. Example step వచ్చండి మీరు. So here integer means what? Data type. So you should write here data type. Data type. What is a? A is a variable name. Variable name equal to what is 10? Value. Value followed by semicolon. This is the syntax for declaring the initialization of a variable. So that is called data type variable name equal to value. Suppose if you want to initialize so many values, yes, we can initialize so many values at a time. So here just modify data type space variable name equal to value 1, variable name 1 equal to value 1, comma variable name 2 equal to value 2. Value 2 and so on and so on. We can initialize n number of variables at a time, not a problem. So if you want to initialize, if you want to take b value and if you want to initialize b value, I will write here integer a equal to 10 followed by comma b equal to 20 followed by semicolon. Okay, if you want to declare float values, you should write in next line only, not in same line. Okay, float, suppose x equal to 78.34. We can declare n number of float variables also. Okay, just you follow the syntax, that's all. This is called initialization. What is variable, how to declare a variable, how to initialize a variable. Okay, that's all. Then next one is algorithm. Algorithm. First of all, what is algorithm? What is algorithm? So first of all, algorithm is nothing but a step-by-step logical process for solving any problem. A step-by-step logical procedure for solving any kind of problem. Okay. So see here, if you want to solve, if you want to write any algorithm, we require some prerequisites. Okay, what is that? First of all, you try to understand the problem and you analyze the problem. Based on that, you have to know how many inputs are required, what will be the output, what will be the solution. So these points you have to remember. If you want to write any algorithm, first of all, algorithm is nothing but step-by-step logical procedure for solving any kind of problem. That is called an algorithm. If you want to write algorithm for any problem, you have to know, first of all, you have to understand the problem, and you have to you have to understand what are the different steps to solve the problem. What are the inputs required? What will be the output? What will be the solution? Okay. So this is an algorithm. Again, algorithm is nothing but step-by-step logical procedure for solving any kind of problem. Okay. Then next one, flowchart. Flowchart. So topic name is flowchart. The definition of flowchart is graphical representation, diagrammatical representation, or pictorial representation of an algorithm. Graphical, diagrammatical or pictorial representation of an algorithm is called flowchart. If after writing an algorithm, if you represent same algorithm in diagrammatical manner, that is called flowchart. మీరు వన్స్ ప్రాబ్లం కి అల్గారిథం రాసిన తర్వాత ఆ అల్గారిథం ని డయాగ్రామాటిక్ గా రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తే దాన్ని ఫ్లోచార్ట్ అంటారు. అగైన్ డెఫినిషన్ ఈస్ the diagrammatical, pictorial or graphical representation of an algorithm is called flowchart. Okay, if we want to draw a flowchart, we will use different symbols. Okay, first one is called oval. This is called oval. Generally this is called oval or terminator. A oval we will use generally for starting and ending. Okay, then second one is called rectangle. We will use for processing or calculating. Next one, arrow, indicates the path, how the procedure will goes. Okay, next, decision making. This is called a selection statement. This is called rhombus. Okay, next, if you want to read or if you want to print, we will use a symbol that is called parallelogram. This is called input output. Last one is we will use for subprogram. Generally we will use first 5 only. Okay, now I will start the small programs and algorithms and flowcharts. Listen very carefully. First program, assume this is your first program. This is your C program. Program is write a program to print addition of two values. Print addition of two numbers. This is my problem. This is your first example in C program. This is your first example in C program. Program is write a program to print addition of two numbers. First of all, you take two numbers. Assume first number is 18. Then second number is 20. These are the two values. First value 18, second value 20. How to write a program? How to write a program to perform addition of two numbers? First of all, what is first value? 18. You remember 18 is which number? Which number? Decimal, integer, floating point, or character? So 18 is integer. Okay. So first of all, you store 18 and 20 in a variable. 18 ni 20 ni oka variable lo store chesukodu. First of all, how to declare a variable? I'm going to store two values, that is 18 and 20. We require two variables. So I will write here int space a. A is a variable name equal to 18 followed by semicolon. I'm going to store a value that is 18. 18 is a not float, not character, integer number. So we required a data type that is called int. If you want to store any kind of data, we will use first a variable. How to declare a variable? There is a rule, there is a syntax here that is called data type space variable name followed by semicolon. Yes, based on that, data type is integer space variable name is a equal to 18. What is this statement? This complete statement is called initialization of a variable. Initialization of a variable. Okay. If you write like this, what is the meaning of this statement? Declaration of a variable. Just variable ne declare chesana. I am not initialized here. What is initialization? Assigning the value to the variable. Yes. అలా కాకుండా ఫస్ట్ ఇదే డైరెక్ట్ చెప్తే మీకు ఏం అర్థం కాదండి. అందుకే ఫస్ట్ ఇవన్నీ చెప్పింది. వాట్ ఈస్ డిక్లరేషన్, వాట్ ఈస్ వేరియబుల్, హౌ టు డిక్లేర్ ఏ వేరియబుల్, హౌ టు ఇనిషియలైజ్ ఏ వేరియబుల్. ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ ఐఎమ్ స్టార్టింగ్ ద ప్రోగ్రామ్ హియర్. So integer a equal to 18 followed by semicolon. Okay. Then what is second value? Second value b. Second value is 20. You take one more variable. I told every variable stores only one value. I will take a value that is variable is b equal to 20 followed by semicolon. Okay. So these two lines are called initialization of a variable. Initialization of a variable. Otherwise, you can write integer a equal to 18 followed by comma b equal to 20 followed by semicolon. No need to write here after comma. No need to again mention integer here. This is wrong. Already we are declared starting of the line. Okay. So here no need to declare again data type. This line is correct. This statement is correct. Okay. So this is called initialization of a variable. Clear? Next. Suppose if you declare like this, is this correct? I'm going to store 1820 in a single variable. That is not possible. That is also not correct. Every variable stores only one value. మళ్ళీ మీకు ఇంకో ఐడియా వస్తుంది. ఇంటీజర్ ఏ కామా బి ఇలా రాయొచ్చా? No, that is also wrong. If you want to write any statement in C language, you have to follow syntax. Syntax is nothing but some rules and regulations. Okay, this is also wrong. So this one is correct. B equal to 20. This line is correct. Now we are up to here. I'm taken two values A and B. A value 18, B value 20. After that, what is our aim? What is our problem first? Write a C program to print addition of two numbers. అంటే ఈ టూ numbers ని యాడ్ చేయాలి, రిజల్ట్ ప్రింట్ చేయాలి. Addition of two numbers. So what is first number? 18. What is second number? 20. Now we are going to perform addition. Yes, add చేయండి. How to add? directly you take a plus b, a plus b. A contain already 18, B contain 20. Okay, you perform addition. Yes. After addition, we are going to store result in one variable. One variable. If you add two numbers, 18, 20, 18 is integer, 20 also integer. What is the expected output? Yes, expected result also an integer. Okay, so for storing result, you take one more variable that is called integer c. C అనేది తీసుకోవాలని రూల్ ఏం లేదు, ఏదైనా తీసుకోవచ్చు, నాట్ ఏ ప్రాబ్లం. Integer c. So you should write complete statement here. Integer c equal to a plus b. Okay, so this is called processing. This is called calculating. Calculating. This is called processing. Okay. So integer a value 18, b value 20. We are going to perform addition. If you want to perform addition, we will use plus operator. Plus. So after addition, we will get integer value. So we required one variable to store the result. So I take integer c. Integer c. Okay. Now c stores result. What is result? 20 plus 18, 38. So c stores a value that is called 38. So if you want to print c value, how to print c value? You know that printf. Printf, double quote start, double quote start. C value is, yes. What is C value? What is C value? 38. So how to print C value? We will use percentage %d format specifier. Percentage %d double quotes, comma C. That's all. That's all. Very easy. Clear? Now, first of all, before going to write a program, first you try to write an algorithm. Okay. After that, you draw the flow chart. After that, you write a program. You follow these three steps. If you want to write, if you want to solve any problem in C language, first you identify the problem, write an algorithm, draw the flow chart, and write a program. Okay, first I'm going to write an algorithm. I told already, algorithm is nothing but step-by-step logical procedure for solving a problem. For solving a problem. Okay. Step-by-step procedure is called an algorithm. So, step number 1. If you want to write an algorithm for any problem, step number 1 always start or begin. Last step always stop. Start first step, stop last step. Okay, then step number 2. Step number 2. We are going to write an algorithm for addition of two numbers. Okay, first number is start. Step number 1 is start. What is second step? What is second step? Initially we require two values. Initially we require two values. So in step number 2, in step number 2, you read two values. Read two values. Read two values. Two values. For example, I will take a equal to 10, b equal to 20. This is my second step. Okay. First start. Second one, read two values. Then what is step number 3? Step number 3. After taking two values, what is our aim? Our aim is to perform addition of two numbers. That is what? Add a comma b values. Add a comma b values. So that is c equal to a plus b. That is c equal to a plus b. Start, read two values, perform addition. After that, step number 3. Sorry, step number 4. So addition is over. After addition, we have to display the result. So result dentlo undi result C contain result. C contain result. So just print C or print C value. Can I write print C value or display C value? Yes. Display C value. C value or result. Result. Okay. At last, what is the last step always? Step number 5, that is called stop. That's all. That's all. This is the algorithm for addition of two numbers. Again, I'm telling you, algorithm is nothing but step-by-step logical procedure for solving any problem. Algorithm always starts with step number 1, that is start. Last step is stop. Then initially step number 2, taking the values. Next step, performing, calculating. Okay. And the last next step is after performing or calculating, display the value. At last, we will stop. That's it. This is called an algorithm. This is called an algorithm. I think all of you clear, right? Next one, I will take. I will draw the flow chart. Before going to draw the flow chart, you have to understand what are the different symbols. Again, I'm going to show which type of symbols we will use to draw the flow chart. You remember, flow chart is nothing but graphical representation of an algorithm, pictorial representation of an algorithm. See here, if we want to start a begin or end, we will use vowel symbol. We will use vowel symbol. You remember that vowel. Then for processing, we will use rectangle processing. Okay. Then connecting the all symbols, we will use generally arrow button, arrow. Then decision making, we will use rhombus. Then fifth one is for taking input and output, we will use parallelogram. Input and output. So you remember these 5 symbols. Then I will start the flowchart draw. Again, see what is first one. Yes. First one is in algorithm. First one is start. For starting, we will use a symbol that is called vowel. Vowel. Okay. First one is start. What is second one? Second one is read a comma b values. For reading, we will use parallelogram. Okay. So I will draw parallelogram. Then next one, after reading two values, what is next one? After reading two values, you have to process, you have to calculate, you have to perform addition. For processing, we will use rectangular. Okay. This is parallelogram. After that, processing. Okay. First one is start, that is vowel, reading a comma b values, that is input and output. Then third one, calculating or processing, we will use rectangular. After that, display, reading and printing, same symbol we will use, that is called second symbol. Okay. Again, I will take parallelogram. At last, stop. I will take a symbol, vowel, that is called stop. Okay. Then I will connect all symbols initially. Okay. Then I'm going to write something here inside. Yes. What is this? This is called start now. Start. What is second one? Second one. Second one means reading. Read a comma b values. Read a comma b values. Yes. What is third one? Third one, calculating. Calculation, that is c equal to a plus b. C equal to a plus b. What is fourth one? Display the result. Result is stored at C. So that's it. So print C value or display result or C value. Display C value. At last what? Last one is stop. Last one is stop. That's all. This is a flow chart for addition of two numbers. Okay. Again, what is algorithm? Algorithm is nothing but step-by-step logical procedure for solving any kind of problem. Flowchart is nothing but graphical representation of an algorithm. అల్గారిథంలో ఏదైతే స్టెప్స్ రాసామో ఆ స్టెప్స్ అన్ని మనం ఇలా డయాగ్రామాటికల్ గా రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తే దాన్ని ఫ్లో చార్ట్స్ అంటారు. ఎలా రిప్రజెంట్ చేయాలి? బై యూజింగ్ డిఫరెంట్ సింబల్స్. వాట్ ఆర్ ది సింబల్స్? జనరల్లీ వి విల్ యూస్ ఓవెల్, parallelogram, rectangle, rhombus, arrow. Okay. Vowel we will use for start or stop. Parallelogram to read or print the values. Rectangular for processing or calculating. Okay. Arrow to connect the symbols. That's all. So 2 over. I told if you want to solve any problem in C language, first you write an algorithm. Second, you draw the flow chart and write a program. First two steps are completed. That is called algorithm and flow chart. Now, I'm going to write a program. See here. I will take new. So initially I will save the program. Addition.c. Okay. So I will start with a header file, that is hash include stdio.h. stdio.h. Then I will take hash include conio.h. Then void main. Up to here, common for any program. Void main, you know that void is a keyword, also a data type, means function should not return any value. First of all, if you want to write a program, first you write function header. This is function header. Then brackets open, compound statement is open, compound statement is closed. That is called body of the function. Okay. Execution always starts with main function and ends with main only. So our program is addition of two numbers. Algorithm and flowchart completed. Based on that, I will write a program. Okay, I'm going to store two values. So initially we require two variables, that is int a equal to suppose 98, comma b equal to suppose 77. Okay, after taking two values, we require one more variable, that is integer c. What is the use of c? We are going to perform addition. That value will store at c, that is c equal to a plus b. C equal to a plus b. So C contains what? C contains result, that is a plus b. Okay. Now just to display the result. If you want to display the result, we will use. If you want to print a result, we will use printf. Printf. Which value we are going to display? C value. You should write C value is which data? Integer data. Yes, you know that. If you want to print integer data, we will use a percentage d format specifier. Percentage d format specifier. C value is percentage d comma. Which value we are going to print? C. That's all. Then at last end of the main function. After declaration of variables only, you write CLR SCR. After initialization of variables only, you should write CLR SCR. Okay. Then one more important point here. Suppose if you write like this, is there any wrong? A equal to 98, comma, B equal to 77, comma, C, followed by semicolon. What is the meaning of that line? A, B, C are called integer variables. A, B, C are called integer variables. A value is assigned 98, B value 77, C value కూడా మీరు ఇక్కడ రిజల్ట్ ఇచ్చారనుకోండి, there is no use. The computer ఏం చేస్తుంది, మీరు C value ఇక్కడ suppose యాడ్ అయితే ఎంత వస్తే వాల్యూ అక్కడ ఇచ్చారనుకోండి, there is no use. We have to perform, computer have to perform. Okay, so that's way you write C value in first line also, not a problem. After that you write CLR SCR over. Declaration initialization closed. Okay, after that you perform addition. How to perform addition? Which variable stores the result? That is called C. C equal to a plus b. C equal to a plus b. No need to write again here integer C. No need to write, because of we are already declared C is integer data. C is integer data. No need to mention here. It's wrong. Just use a variable. That's all. Okay. So again save this program. Then compile this program. Alt F9. Two errors. Just identify the errors. Yes, I'm not closed here. Okay. Again compile, run the program, control F9. Just check the output, alt F5. See, value is 175. That's all. Okay. Next. So again, you should start with header files, followed by main, followed by compound statement open, then integer. There are you take three variables a, b, c. A, b values are I already initialized. Suppose if you initialize c equal to 175, what is the use? Inputs output కూడా మీరే రాశారనుకోండి. What is the use of c equal to a plus b statement? There is no use. So don't initialize sum also. Sum computer చేస్తుంది, మీరు చేయకూడదు. Okay, computer will perform all arithmetic operations. All arithmetic operations it will do. Okay, so after that CLR CR, you follow the algorithm, that's all. Take the variables, perform operation, print the value, followed by stop. That's it. Okay, if you understand algorithm and flowchart, then you can understand, then you can able to write a program. Okay, again compile. I will take another values, 908, 277. Again compile this program. Run the program. For output, press alt F5 button. C value is 1185. 1185. So this is about program for addition of two numbers. Yes, if you perform multiplication, I will just modify the symbol here, that is star operator, that is we can call it as asterisk operator also. Okay, so మీకు 8 దగ్గర ఉంటుంది చూడండి. Then again save your program, compile your program, then run your program. Just check the output. Yes, it will comes negatives. It will comes negatives. Why? Suppose just you see here, 908 into 277. 908 into 277. What is the range? What is the value? That is 2,51,516. 2,51,516. You tell me what is the range of integer? That is minus 32,768 to 32,767. Okay, 2 lakhs. 2 lakhs ante overcome అయిపోయింది, ఆటోమేటిక్గా నెగటివ్ వెళ్ళిపోతుంది value. Okay, I will take small value, 90 into suppose 27. Again compile the program, control F9, check your output, 2430. 2430. Okay, suppose subtraction, I will put minus, alt F9, control F9, alt F5. 63. 63. Suppose I will give big value here. I will give 270. Again perform subtraction, control F9, alt F5. Minus 180. I think all of you clear. So మళ్ళీ చెప్తున్నానండి, 900. Suppose if you take 900 into 270, what is the value? 900 into 270. Value is 2,43,000. 2,43,000. So if you want to print integer value, the sign, there is a signed and unsigned. Signed and unsigned. Just see here. Again, I will show slide. You see here. See here. Here, signed integer 2 bytes. What is the range? Minus 32,768 to minus 30. Here, this is wrong. To 32,767 or minus. So this is the range. This is the range. So what is the answer we get? That is 2,43,000. It is under minus 32,768 to plus 32,767. No, it is wrong. Automatically the compiler will give negative values. Cyclic rotation it will go. Okay. నిన్న చెప్పాను ఆల్రెడీ సేమ్ లాజిక్ నిన్న కూడా చెప్పాను. I think all of you clear, right? So this is my end. Again, I will share. I discussed about data types, and what is variable, how to declare a variable, how to initialize a variable. Okay. Then what is algorithm? I discussed about algorithms and flowcharts. Algorithms and flowcharts. Algorithm is nothing but step-by-step logical procedure for solving the problem. Flowchart is nothing but graphical representation or pictorial representation of an algorithm. Okay. After writing the algorithm, we should represent in a pictorial manner by using flowchart symbols. Okay. Then after that, we completed the program based on algorithm and flowchart. That's all. So today topic, if you have any doubt, please ask me.
Okay, sir. So now the first